Hey guys, welcome to a tarot video. I am doing this on what does our soul need us to know. And I shuffled this deck off camera and I got the Two of Swords. And how I read this deck is I imagine myself going into this card and see what message it has, and then I'll build off of that message. And when I see this card, it's the Two of Swords. It reminds me of an eye or a black hole. And when I go into it, it's like a spinning vortex of new information. The Two of Swords is also represents a Libra moon, which is actually what I have. And that tells me that it's about our emotions. And the Two of Swords is also about the typical card is a woman who's blindfolded and holding two swords across her chest, and so it's like she's emotionally, maybe mentally closed off. So when we go into this eyeball, black hole vortex of information, knowing that it's about maybe our emotions and our mind being closed off to something, which is kind of perfect because what does our soul need us to know? I'd say it needs us to sit in silence for a little while. And so while we're sitting in silence, what should we be focusing on? What should we be focusing on when we're sitting in silence to hear a message from our soul? What should we be focusing on while we sit in silence to get a message from our soul? What should we be focusing on while sitting in silence to receive a message from our soul? Give us a message, Spirit, about what we should be focusing on while we sit in silence. Romance, someone wants to court you. Passion, chemistry is being ignited. Confession, revelations are coming. Any other messages about what we should be focusing on? Departure, someone is leaving. Abandonment, lack of follow-through. Release, let go of burdens. One more card, if there is any, Spirit. What message? What should we be focusing on while sitting in silence? Desert, spiritual challenge. Thirst, seeking divine connection. Pilgrimage, test of faith. So, the new information that we need to be focusing on, the message that our soul is giving us while we're sitting in silence, is going to be about maybe romance, a connection, a relationship that's not working. Someone needs to speak up. Someone's ready to leave because they're not getting their needs met. And maybe it's because of a lack of a connection to their soul. Their needs are not being met because they're not listening. They're not listening to your soul. You're not listening to their soul. They're ready to give up because they feel unmet. You're ready to give up because you feel unmet. Tell us more about what our soul needs to be focused on while sitting in silence to hear messages. Tell us more about what our soul wants while we're sitting in silence, listening to messages from our spirit about this romantic connection that's feeling like it's being lost. It's thirsty. It's needing something from us, something from someone else. But usually everything is an inner battle, you know. The 3D, everyone and everything outside of us is a projection of our own self, of our own hurt, of our own heart, of our own needs and wants and inabilities to step up. Everyone and everything in our reality is showing us where we're lacking or where we're thriving. And so really it's only an inner battle, an inner message, an inner, you know, we can only keep our side of the street clean. So in this connection that feels like it's being lost due to challenge, lack of connection, not listening to our soul, give us a message, Spirit, about what we need to know. Give us a message about what we need to know. I'm going to shuffle one more time. Give us a message of what we need to know. Give us a message of what we need to know. What does our soul? 5 of Swords, Ace of Swords. So this is the truth. Five of Swords is I want to say like mental turmoil, like a argument within yourself. It's like what I was saying, like it's all in interior of your mind. It's not really with someone else. It's how you're feeling. It's, you know, this connection, your emotions, not feeling like they're being met. It's an inner, it's all in your mind. And it's the truth. It's with yourself. You're your own problem in this scenario. The way that you're thinking about it, the way that you're not connecting to spirit, the way that you're feeling abandoned. The way that you need to confess something, speak up, even if it's only to yourself. Maybe journaling is needed here. Journaling is probably definitely needed here. Let's get a message of the light. Let's hear a message from the light, and then we'll pull some more tarot. God, please bring in a message. What message do we need to hear from you right now about our inner turmoil? Sorry, abundance. Abundance. Maybe none of it's even true. You're abundant all on your own, in your own right. You have everything that you need. You're just not seeing it. You're mentally, so many swords here, all mental. It's all in your own head. You have everything that you need. You just need to figure it out. So Spirit, help us figure it out. Please help us figure it out. Tell us more about how we can get out of this mental place. How can we get out of this black hole that feels infinitely unending? Five of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles. Emperor. Three of Wands. Five of Pentacles is like struggle. It's being left out in the cold. It's having no help. How? Okay, so we have to do it on our own. We can't reach out. This isn't about other people. We have to do this on our own. This has nothing to do with someone else. That means no texting anyone, no calling anyone, no placing the blame on anyone but ourselves. We get out of this black hole by taking accountability, taking responsibility, becoming the emperor, moving in a new direction. God, give another message. How can we move in a better direction? What do we need? What do we need to move in a better direction? Intention and protection. So we're protected. We need to set a better intention. And look at this. I mean, look at these two cards. It's like this is our pupil. This is our eye. We need to let the light in so that we can change direction. We need to stop self-sabotaging. We need to go into this vortex of information and realize that we're in control. We're the only ones that can change it. We are the only ones that can get us out of this energy of being left in the cold and left in the, we need to take this mentality of everyone's against us, no one is for us, nothing's going for us, we're abandoned and sad and left for dead, and we need to, go into this portal and get that portal spinning into a vortex of abundance. Vortex of abundance. Maybe we need to listen to an Esther Hicks video. about getting into the vortex. So when you close out this tarot video, pull up Esther Hicks Vortex and click on the first video and just listen to it and sit in silence with yourself and let it bring you to a different mental place and raise your vibe, because you're protected, but you need to protect yourself. You need to get out of this mental, you need to go into a new direction. Temperance in reverse. So Temperance in reverse is an unbalanced heart. Not being kind and merciful. Emotion is a visceral reaction to a situation, while feeling is an active, intelligent faculty of choice. The function of feeling is a constantly changing bridge between opposites, a careful sensing of the needs of a particular situation with the goal of harmony and relationship at the end. Feeling must constantly flow and renew itself according to the requirements of each moment. So, if you're feeling left out in the cold, like your needs are unmet, you're feeling sad, you're feeling an internal battle, you're feeling spiritually thirsty and like you want to abandon this relationship, you need to change the way that you're feeling about it. You can consciously choose your feelings. You get to choose how you feel about something. The perspective that you have on something, you get to choose it. You can look at something and think, I'm fearful, I'm hurt, I'm abandoned, I'm this. Or you can look at it and you can say, thank you, God, for teaching me how to overcome abandonment. Thank you, God, for teaching me what it's like to feel fear and overcome it. Thank you. You know, it's all in your mind. It's all in your mind, and you get to choose. You're the one projecting your feelings into the world. You're the creator of your own life, and you get to choose the perspective that you hold. And yeah, sometimes our feelings, sometimes our emotions get in the way because we feel sad. You know, we have an emotional reaction to something that makes us feel sad, and we want someone else to bring us out of that sadness. But they can't. That's not their responsibility. Your sadness is not someone else's responsibility. It doesn't matter if they are the one that made you sad, then leave. You know, depart. Release this relationship. But if you don't want to do that, then it's your job to say, I'm not going to see this as sadness. I'm going to change my perspective. I'm going to see this as growth. I'm protected and I'm abundant and I can change my intention. I don't need anything from this other person in order to feel better. I need what's in my own self, my own soul. I need to sit in silence and I need to journal. And I need to figure out what within me needs to change, like what within me is thirsty, that needs to be revived from my own cup. My own cup. Spirit, give us a mantra, something that we can use to repeat and repeat and repeat until we can see a better side. What can we do to see a better perspective? What can we say? We need a mantra. There's always a mantra. The best one I found is Ho'oponopono. I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. And this morning I woke up with a heavy heart, and me and my daughter sat and we put our face to the sun and we sang a song that I made up about that Ho'oponopono prayer, and it changes your mood. It really uplifts you, because these two are already flipped over. I welcome changes in my life. All is well. All is well. I feel like that's... I welcome changes in my body, but I wrote life. Maybe body is more, makes more sense for this energy even. I welcome changes in my body. All is well, because we're going within. I welcome a change of perspective. All is well, all is well, all is well. That's your mantra. Every time today you start to feel sad, or you start to feel like you need to reach out or yell at someone or make them see a point, just keep telling yourself, all is well, all is well, all is well. Set a better intention. Find the abundance within yourself. You can also, this card just reminds me so much of a teal swan meditation, where you look into the mirror and you stare at your eye in the mirror and you picture yourself climbing in through your pupil, and see where, what do you fall into? What vortex of information does that lead you to? And is there anywhere deeper to go? So when you crawl into your pupil, you look in the mirror, focus on your pupil, you imagine a very tiny version of yourself crawling into that pupil. What's in there? Is it a room? Is there another door? Can you go deeper? Can you go through a door? Can you go into another hole? Is it, what is that place in there? Where does it take you? Gosh, this reading is making me remember so many things. I once went to a festival and I did this drum circle meditation where they led us to find our spirit animal. And, you imagine yourself crawling down the roots of a tree, and you get into a small dirt room, and there's a door, and you open a door, and in front of you is a giant meadow. And what animal's in that meadow? And how do you interact with that animal? And does it lead you anywhere? Does it introduce you to any other animals? How deep can you go? And my daughter just handed me this little TY stuffy. It's like a goat, so maybe a goat is your spirit animal. Maybe the goat has a message for you. Maybe you need to look up the metaphysical meaning of a goat. So I'm going to leave this here, and I hope you guys have a beautiful day and you're able to find a new perspective so that you can see this relationship with new eyes, even if it's just a relationship with self. I love you guys. Bye.